Y and the Z. So 3 dimensions and 3 converge points. But if we'll try to demonstrate it more correct, there will be something like this. The straight lines will be not straight, they will be curved, but this is the this is the error that we cannot to show. So everyone shows it with straight lines, and this is good, this is correct, and don't try to imitate the curvature.
接着，在这张图片，我们可以看到3个连接点，就是 x、y、和 z。因为在这里我们可以看到3维世界，直线是曲线，这是一个错误，你最好不要做它们曲线的，你最好是用直线，这个是非常普遍的错误。
And there can be a special situation with adding the 3rd converge point. It is used when we show 2 or more objects, and one is above the horizon, one is below the horizon, and this is why we have to add the 2nd Z point to show the special perspective correct.
下一个特殊情况，在这个图片，你们可以看到4个连接点，因为我们想展示一个物体，但是一个部分就是在地平线上面，但另外一个就在下面，在之下，所以我们不得不放第4个连接点。
And there is one more kind of perspective. Not only spatial, but called aerial perspective. It is the perspective that is focusing on the foreground. Everything that is closer to the viewer is more bright, more detailed, and everything closer to the background is less saturated, is less detailed, and so on. But this is the principle of the fine arts or something like this. And in industrial design, this way can be recalled as focusing on the details. So like a focus in photography. Everything that you want to show to focus the viewer's attention will be shown more contrastly, more detailed, and so on.
接着还有另外一种特殊情况，它叫航空视野，就是光柱前景。最近光中的一切所有的东西都更加那个明亮，背景不太形象。 不太有颜色，这是一种美术的原则，在工业世界中可以称为专注细节。比如说，在摄影也有这样的规则。
So on the sketch example, or maybe a doodle example, I hope you can see where the designer wanted to pay your attention on which lines or which elements. So the idea of the aerial perspective is the way to pay attention to any kind of details or ideas or parts of your design concept.
在草图装饰有一个例子，它也用于在涂鸦，比如说设计师他想吸引你 你的注意力、你的注意，所以他把最重要的细节放在前面，来强调吸引你的注意。
So now to sketching plane 2. The storytelling is the first point of the plane 2. Storytelling is an important part of every design process. So it is the way to understand the consumer, to understand the functions of your design object, of everything that is connected, that will connect the object with the consumer.
下一个特别重要的是，sorry。
No, I'm sorry.
OK，好的，下一个非常重要的事情就是评书。评书的主要目的就是了解客户的方法，理解客户的想法，他的愿望是什么，他的希望是什么。
Is the way to show any problems or troubles, any user experience or something like this while designing your object, how it will help the user, or what pains or gains the user will get while using your object. Everything have to be shown in your storytelling, even though it can be shown as a real story that this is the person, his name is Mark, and he uses the item, so on, so on.
好的评书，最重要的目标就是了解客户，了解他的希望，所以这个对你的未来的设计很有帮助。比如说，一切都可以讲在故事，比如说一个人的名字是什么，他的故事是什么，他的愿望是什么。
And the next very important thing is to show how the object works. So how it is transforming, or how you have to use it, or the size of the object. Very often it is very hard to understand even the size of the object. Here there is a human, and you just can uh, uh, you can compare the scales to understand the size of this, I don't know, it is a golf bag or something like this. So how the bag is transformed, how it is used, how it is moving, everything is here shown.
接着一个元素非常重要的就是物体如何工作，客户如何运作它，他如何会使用它，可能会发生什么样的缺点或者障碍。在这个图片你们可以看到一个人，他有高尔夫球的带，但是他的大小不太适合这个汽车，所以这个也需要考虑。
The next thing is the interaction with the object. So the previous slide shows the work abilities of the object, and interaction with the object is a kind of more details with working with the buttons, with locks, displays, and so on. Even though the display is not only the screen, so the display might be the buttons, or maybe some or maybe some lettering.
有物体的互动，升级按钮锁屏幕等等。需要说的是，屏幕不一定就是手机的屏幕，所有的纽扣、所有的按钮、所有的字母、所有的表达信息。
Paragraph that even some simple things, simple objects, are not as simple as it seems to be. So even the fountain pen consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 7 details, 7 parts. So for better understanding of the construction of your object, there is an explosion diagram.
借着表达物体的最了不起的方法之一就是爆炸图。我希望你们都熟悉这个事情。比如说，在这张图片，你们可以看一下喷泉笔，它至少有7个小细节，所以很难创造出，但很有帮助。细节很重要。
And the main principle of it to use 1 or 2 vectors of moving the details. So only in length or only in width, not randomly, but very organized.
还是用一个向量是用一个方法，比如说你只是用长度，或者只是用宽度，而不是在一起。
Like an example here. If you remember, this is a flash drive. So the details of it are exploded on this sketch, maybe not very accurate, but not very bad, showing the idea of the explosion diagram.
比如说，在这张图片，你们可以看到一个 U 盘，我们可以明显的看见它的细节。
And now to the part of the digital sketching. Digital sketching is not the answer to all of your questions. It's not the best of the best. It's just a kind of a pencil, but digital. So it's not more easy to use. It's not so. It's not uh, it's not the decision of all of your problems. If you do not sketch in analog on the paper, uh, you will not sketch good in digital.
接着我们需要说的是数字草图，很重要的是，这不是你所有的问题的答案，所有问题的解决方式。这个就是像铅笔，只是数字的，这不是你所有问题的决定，但是非常重要的一个部分，数字草图。
The main device that you use in digital sketching is the graphic tablet, also known as digitizer. It's a thing that you connect to your computer and draw like on a paper with the stylus.
使用的最主要的设备就是图形输入板，还被称为数字化器。你把它连接到你的电脑，然后你非常自由的、非常方便的使用它。
But there is one disadvantage of this device, that you also need a computer. It's quite expensive. but this part is also known as monitor or processor, but it's wrong. It's a main part of the computer.
最明显的缺点就是，如果你有图形输入板，你一定需要用一个电脑，所以这个是一个坏处。
Also, you can use a sensor monoblock, but it is quite useless. It's very expensive, but it is not very mobile because it is big, it is heavy, the battery is not very volumetric, and it is hard to pick up with you anywhere.
还可以使用传感器当块但是它比较麻烦，它比较不太方便，而且它昂贵，非常贵。它的大小很大，它的电池用了不太长时间。此外你也不能把它带在外边，所以这个不太方便。
And this why the best way to work in digital for freelancers or students is the tablet. It is easy to pick up and carry. It's not as expensive as the digital tablet, and it is a personal device with a camera that you can use in AR or VR and something like this.
我们还可以使用这个输入板，它不太贵，此外它最合适自由职业者，不太麻烦，容易上手，不太贵，并且拥有 AR 的相机。
And about the applications for digital sketching where the magic exists. First of all, when we are talking about digital sketching or even digital pictures, we can mention the Adobe Photoshop. A lot of designers use it, but it is not a program for even sketching. It is a program for working with photography, with photographs, with images, but not to create the images. Of course, there is an ability to draw in Adobe Photoshop, but it's not very clever to use it just for sketching, because the sketching in Photoshop is just 10% of all functions, and other 90% are useless in sketching.
我希望你们都知道一个软件，它叫 Photoshop。Photoshop 不适应草图，它不适应素描，这个是摄影的一个软件。所以当你做草图的时候，使用 Photoshop，是不太合理的，因为10%用于素描，90%是无聊的，是没有用的，这个很遗憾。
And this why there is one great application called Autodesk Sketchbook. It was created only for sketching. On PC, on your Mac, on your tablet, anywhere you want, even on your phone, if you have an ability to draw on your phone. So, and moreover, it is free to use, even with the student's license.
那么我们有什么样的软件可以帮助我们呢？就是它叫 Autodesk 软件，它是那个素面部，它 它是免费的，这个是它的优点，所以每一位学生可以用这个 Autodesk 软件。
When we and even in the world skills, you will use the Autodesk Sketchbook. First of all, when you will open the sketchbook, it will look like this. So this is the workplace in the sketchbook.
在这次竞赛世界技能大赛，你们也需要使用这个 Autodesk 软件。当你打开它，你就可以看到这个开场，这就是你们的工作站。
When you open it, it is already ready to be used. But there are some spaces here from the left, on the right, and on the top part of the screen.
当你打开它的时候，它已经可以被使用了。你们可以看到各种各样的工具。
And I will start with the left side. It is a tool library. It consists of the pencil, the marker, the airbrush, the pen, the eraser, and some kind of modified variations of the previous tools. But this is everything you can need while working.
好的。然后我们有工具库，我将从左边开始。在这里，我们有需要工作的一切需要的所有的事情，比如说铅笔记号笔、喷枪，还有钢笔、橡皮、修改后的便体。
So these tools imitate the real tools, but not much specialists or designers use all of them. Mostly they use airbrush and the pencil and eraser.
这些工具，它们可以说模仿真正的工具，但是说实话，不是那么是喷枪和铅笔。
The next is the settings and the operations while creating new sketch. So on the top side of your sketchbook of this application,
接着我们有设置和操作，你们需要按那个按钮，然后可以创造一个新的草图，比如说有各种各样的功能，开始重做、移动新草图，素描画廊、分享，还有其他的。
the next is the upper shelf. So this is the shelf where you can find the help tools and the operators. So the operators of creating new files, of undo and redo, selection, movement, paint bucket. I hope you know it from the Microsoft Paint. Ruler, symmetry, place and import, perspective grid, texting, and time-lapse. Time-lapse is the newest tool in Autodesk Sketchbook, and it is very important if you want to export the process of your sketch to the social network, or maybe to create some teaching movie or something like this, or maybe to just watch and find your own mistakes while sketching.
然后我们可以看到上架它帮助和操作的工具，我们有新文件、取消重做、选择、移动、有系统很重要，还有尺寸对称、设置、输入还有一个事情就是 time lapse。time lapse 就是时间流逝最新的一个工具。比如说，如果你需要把自己的流程、把这个实际的过程分享跟自己的朋友们，或者在社交网络，你就可以使用这个 time lapse 功能。
The next thing I would like to talk about is the brush settings, the quick way to set your brush. So there are two circles here, and they are the operators of your brush settings while working. It is designed to work rapidly and correct. So there are two circles, the upper circle and the down circle. The upper circle is to set your brush size and brush flow, moving your stylus up and horizontal, vertical and horizontal. And the down circle is to set the luminance and the saturation of the color that you use. Now it is shown black.
好的，下面就是画笔实质快速实质画笔的方法。比如说在左边移动和上下移动。在这边我们可以看到上圈，它的功能就是刷子大小，还有它的流浪。然后下圈就是亮度，还有饱和度。
And the layers. The layers is the main advantage of digital sketching. It is the way to create any new part of your masterpiece, not touching the previous part. So imagine that you are drawing on the layers of paper, like in a cartoon, in a classic cartoon, where a big number of layers are multiplied, and this is how the animation begins.
好的介质就是层数，层数比橡皮更好性的，不会碰到以前的。我们可以说这是一种隔离的种类。层数是工业设计的主要的优势，有一个优点。比如说在各种各样的动画，你们可以看到这个多层数，很多层数。
It's a kind of an isolation of the new drawing element that will not touch the previous one. So if you will not like the new details, will not like new detail, you can just easily delete it, and the previous work will be not touched.
再说一遍，这个是隔离的种类。比如说隔离性的图纸，你可以非常简单的、非常容易的取消它在层数的帮助下。
So, and how the great masterpiece is always created in steps. Step 1, you are pressing the sandwich on the upper part of the screen, and after pressing new sketch, you have to enter the settings of your digital sketch, the resolution in width and height. So more resolution is, less pixels are shown, but the size of the file will increase.
好的，创建一个新的大师有什么样的部分呢？第一步就是按下3米制的按钮，这样你就可以设置数字草图的设置，你就可以开始自己的工作。 最重要的元素就是分辨率还有高度。当然，如果你们的分辨率越好，文件的大小也更大。
After the settings of the new sketch, you are starting to demonstrate your idea with the tools shown below.
然后你就可以表达自己的思想，在这些工具的帮助下，我们来一起看。
So, the sketch process. It consists of showing the materials. Even there are 5 main materials. It's gloss, matte, chrome, and glass.
好的。然后做草图的过程包括什么呢？我们有最主要的材料就是光泽，还有哑光、镉刻、玻璃，最重要的。
All of them use the principle of shadows and light, but the difference is just in contrast of the gradient from light to shadow. On gloss surfaces, it's more contrast, and on matte surfaces, there is less contrast.
他们都使用阴影和光的原则原理，但是他们的功能也是不同的。比如说，我们都知道光泽跟月光完全不一样。
And the glass is the mostly hard to show as a material because it is glass and it is transparent.
当然我们都知道玻璃是很难显示的，因为它的材料是特别的，所以玻璃是透明的，所以这个是非常难在实际展示它。
So the next is the point about object dimensions. It is the way to show your idea correct. So how long it is, how high the object is, have to be shown as dimensional lines, like on this funny pig. The height of its legs, the height of its body, and so on. Maybe not so close to the sketch, but it have to be shown for better understanding.
好的，下一个就是物体的尺寸。在这个图片你们可以看到一个非常有意思的有海的从前图。我们可以看到尺寸线它的脚那么高，它的身体那么胖。这个可能不是草图，但是它表达了最重要的事情。
And now to the picture expert. So there are many types of pictures. There are JPEG, the TIFF, the PDF, the PSD, and the PNG. They are mostly widespread formats. So about each of them, the JPEG is the format that use less size, but it is not lossless. So there are some visible pixels, and the main quality of the picture is not quite good. Normal, but not very good.
好的，接着我们来看图片出口最主要的类型是什么呢？你需要选择你的，比如说我们有 JPG 最小尺寸，但是它的质量不太好。然后我们看下一个就是最大的尺寸，但是最高质量可以使用透明。然后有 PDF，又是主要用于阅读的格式。
The TIFF format is very, they use a lot of advantages, but it uses maximum size, but can give you maximum quality and also can use the transparency in work. So you can place it on any background, and so transparency is very good, and TIFF can give it to you.
再说一遍，第二个选择就是 TIFF，它有最大的尺寸，它有最高的质量，你可以使用透明，所以这个出口方式也比较好的。
The PDF, it's a format to read mostly. So it is used in magazines, in journals, and so on. But it can be also used in exporting the picture.
好的，下一个就是 PDF，你们都知道这个格式，这个类型主要用于阅读的格式，在各种各样的杂志，在各种各样的书课本也可以用 PDF。
The PSD, it's the format of Adobe Photoshop. It uses layers. You can export the file with any kind of mm,
图片出口的类型。
And the final one, PNG, uses minimum size, but the quality is not very good, but it can use the transparency. It's a kind of a shallowed format to export to watch fits the picture to your design or not.
最后一个就是 PNG，它有最小的尺寸、最小的大小，但是它的质量也不太好，但是你可以使用透明。请也注意这个最重要的事情。
This is the introduction of the sketching. And to continue, I need to get a 10 minutes break to prepare for the next part. And in the next part, we will use the Autodesk Sketchbook to create some great sketches. I
好
will
的，
leave the chat. I will leave the chat now, and I will come back in a few minutes.
好的，我结束了这 PPT 的一部分，接着我来给你们，让你们看一下如何用 Autodesk 软件为了做你们的操作。但是首先我来建议你们做一个10分钟的休息时间。我先退出这个会议，然后10分钟以后我再一次打开 PPT。
Thank you very much, Anton, for your great presentation of sketching techniques, which usually we use in our skill industrial design technology. And I think this theory was very interesting and very useful for you, especially for competitors, because today all the competitors who agreed to to make the model sketching from our proposal. You have already got the instructions for make this project, and today, after our presentation and some masterclass from Anton about drawing electronic sketching in Sketchbook, we will read again the test project, model 1 sketching, and also we will publish the customer wishes, and a competitor also will be introduced about the exactly object where they need to create in the next several hours. I will just remind you that you will do this model independently and autonomically, so you don't need to be online. And I will just explain you some terms which we would like to follow during our next communication and collaborate. Some information about what we will do it's not about that what we will have for our morning session. So finally, I got the information that we have 3 competitors who will make the test project. One competitor, Yota from Japan, also Bolin from China, and Yu Suzy from Russia. So that's very good because we will see absolutely 3 different meanings and 3 different vision of the sketches from 3 different countries. If I miss someone, please let me know in chat. We will be, but not worry, because everything will show on screen, and we will could correct everything what we need. Also, in this moment, I have just 3 experts who suggested to take part in the assessment procedure, and here I have some issues because 2 experts are from the same university and the same area of China, and another expert, it's Dr. Fan from I think from another region of China. So this is quite not enough to make an objective judgment procedure. Please, all other experts, we need your help. We of course find out the solution for that situation, because we also try to find the Russian expert who also will judge and measure the competitor works. But if you wish to take part in the assessment procedure tomorrow, don't be afraid, because before you start judging and measure, we will explain everything about the criteria and about the process, how we will organize this procedure. Also about the translation, again, don't be worried. Today I will send the criteria for tomorrow just to translate for your understanding by your translators or by your assistants. So everything will be prepared for tomorrow. I would like just to ask you, be fair for your competitors, because this is the great opportunity not to give the competitors the marking scheme, just not to give them any advantages to know what we will judge and what we will measure to measure tomorrow. Give them the chance to do their job without any knowledge of marking scheme, just using the test project which we provided them for today. So I think Anton is here. Yeah, Anton, are you ready, or you need more time?
I need just a minute.
No worries. Just let us know when you are ready. Thank you very much, Camila, for your amazing translation today. Amazing an opportunity to have. So I have some connection. I think that's very good because we have so talented young interpreter for, and this is give us a very easiest way to communicate and make a very comfortable connection to our neighbors and friends. Thank you very much for all of you who are interested in our training. I will just, I will say every day these kind of things because I really appreciate that situation when you are spend time with us sharing your knowledge, and really would like to be active during our training today. So waiting for some preparation from Anton about the working. Anton, if you need help, just ask. If you need to stop a sharing screen, you need to go to the menus and you will find here the stop sharing screen and prepare your desktop for next activity. If you have any questions, be free to ask now until we prepare ourselves for next step. I also would like to ask Anton to show his presentation where we have the slides about step by step, how possible to make the manual drawing about sketching, about the object which is present on the slides. If Anton will prepare this kind of things, it will be also very good for our competitors. So probably Anton is ready to continue. Anton, you are on the floor. Thank you.
So I hope now you can hear me fine. This is the Autodesk Sketchbook on the iPad. Mostly easy to use, as I said earlier. This is the workplace. First of all, when you are starting a new sketch, you have to go here to the sandwich to add a new sketch. You can do anything you want. You won't crash the sketchbook. Here are the preferences, how to use it, multi-touch and something like this. But it is not needed now. We need to create a new sketch. So the width of the default sketch is 2732 with the height of 2048. So we create it without saving the current sketch. Discard current sketch. Discard, yes, discard. I'm probably sure. So on the right side, we can create or delete the layers, or maybe move it to each below or upper. So the main instrument here is the pencil. You can set it here with the basic settings, change the width and the size of the pencil, its opacity. Even the swatch of your pencil is here. A little bit upper.
好的，我们一起打开 Autodesk 软件，这是一个工作场所。我们开始一个新草图，我们就按那个按钮，然后我们可以选择最合适的大小，我们的刷子、我们的铅笔的大小、它的容量，然后我们就可以进行我们最重要的设置，然后开始做一个新的草图。
I usually use the opacity of 100%, so it's not transparent at all. And let's see what is in the advanced settings. The settings of the pressure, the settings of the stamp. Very hard to remember and to use, so we don't use it. We will just use the basic settings.
我会经常使用的容量就是100你们可以按照自己的想法选择一下，在这里有各种各样的工具。
And now we created a new layer. It is here on the right side, coloring with blue. And now we will start sketching. With the multi-touch, we can make the canvas smaller or bigger. In some cases, it's important. And first of all, you can rotate your canvas as you want, because the aim is to create a quick demonstration of your idea, to demonstrate your idea rapidly. And this way you can do anything you want just to create a great quick sketch. I will do it not very quick to show you better, for your better understanding. And while process, I will try to talk about what am I doing, to comment my sketching.
好的，现在我们就创建一个新层，然后我开始做我的草图。你们可以根据需要旋转自己的画布，因为我会慢慢的做，所以你们就能够理解所有的事情，并且我会讨论我所有的动作。
First of all, we will create the composition. As you can remember, it is very important. Undo its opacity, and it is the size. Too big, still too big, no more. So this is the composition of the object. It will be inside of this drawn box.
首先，我们创建一个构图，一个组成。我希望你们没有忘记，你们还记得这个是非常重要的。所以，请看一下，这就是我的草图的构图，我的组成。
Next layer. So this layer is the layer of composition. Next layer will be the layer of the first stage of drawing. The construct layer, the construction of the object. So here in straight lines, we will show our object, the construction, the main lines, the main proportions.
下一层就是构造层，最主要的比例就我们可以表达在这一个层的帮助下。
Sometimes you will make mistakes, as I do, and this is the main plus of digital sketching, that you can undo the wrong operation. This one, and here one more.
有时候你们也会犯错误，这是非常普遍的，这是自然的，但是这是数字不好意思，这是数字素描、数字草图的最重要的优点，因为你可以取消自己的动作。
These are the main volumes of our future object. Yeah. Also, you can call it low polygonal. Here there is a construction, everything like an X-ray of an object.
在这张图片，你们可以看到，这是我们未来目标未来物体的最主要的内容，最主要的
All lines here are in space of spatial perspective. So there is an Y, there is an X, and the Z.
我们可以看到三个光点，就是Y、X 和 Z。
So this is the main form. It will be transformed. It will be modified, but on the new layer 3.
好的，这就是准备好的主要的形式。
And the modification will be in blending the edges, in surfaces. I will do it not so flat.
我会尽量不要做它太平的。
This is the stage of form modification. Maybe it will be here like this.
这是修改的一个阶段的这个部分。
Like this here, there. So for now, there is a lot of lines here, but there are no volumes. The volume is the shape, and the line is a 2D line. So the difference is that in 2D sketch of a three-dimensional object, you have to add some volumes. There are some kinds of volume showing. The most easy way to use the volumes of the object, the volumes of the surfaces, is to add some sections. So the section is a kind of a straight line projected on the surface. So I would like to show what surface is here. I will project some sections, just one section. Here the surface is flat, here it is positive, and here it is negative. If the surface is flat, the section will be flat too. If the surface is curved, the section will be curved too.
这里有很多形，它 但它与数量无关。如果比如说在3D 中需要添加体脂词有所不同，最简单的方法就是添加一些部分。在这里你们可以看到在表面摄影的直线。
Also, as here, here, there. Here too, and there. Now there are surfaces, not only lines. And on the next layer, I will add some more modifications of the object. So some kind of gaps, or maybe split it to details and something like this.
现在我们有表面，而不仅有线条。下一层就是我加更多的修改，比如说差距细节分页等等。
And the construction here.
还有这里的建筑。
I have no idea what it is.
我不知道这是什么东西。
And 3 buttons here. Yes, for now it's a kind of device for constructing, for architecture, a kind of laser something.
好的，我不知道这是什么东西，但是它看起来像一种建筑设备一样，比如说激光设备或者其他的。
Now we can blend the layers with the previous merge below, or maybe merge everything in one. This was done for the next step, for showing the surfaces, the easy way, as in analog sketching, and the more hard way to show with the electronic airbrush and so on. We will start with the simulation of the analog sketching.
好的，现在我们就混合图层所有的层，我们将其用于下一步。以前是表面，我们就从模拟开始。
So, first of all, you have to get know where is the light is coming from. For today, the light will be here. It will be the sun. The happy sun.
首先你需要知道你的阳光来从哪一边。
So everything that is closer to the sun will be light, and everything that is not so close to the sun will be darker. It means that here it will be quite dark. Here it will be not dark enough, and the upper surface will be quite light.
最靠近太阳的所有的东西，靠近太阳的一切都会变轻，变更亮。
Here and here. But there is one rule that if the sun is above the object, the negative surfaces like this will be darker than the surfaces that are positive. Positive surfaces look up and the negative surfaces look down. So this look up, this look down.
有一条规则，如果太阳在物体上面在上方，那就此负表面会更暗，正面向上面看，所以一个部分是黑的，一个部分是白色的。
So we're continuing to show the form. Second time here to make it darker. This part will be not as dark, but first of all, we will add some here. And some more. Then to this surface.
还有剩下的两个表面。
Remember the aerial perspective. Everything that is closer to the viewer, so this angle, is more contrast and more detailed than anything that is here. So even showing the surface here, this angle part will be more contrast and more saturated, more detailed than everything on the background.
千万不要忘记航空视野，关注墙景，因为最主要的细节需要放在前景。
Here will be a super shadow.
在这边有一个阴影。
Yes, something like this.
好的，差不多。
Here, this frame is very dark because it is in the shadow.
这个框架这个部分很暗。
And here too. These parts are holes. That's why they are much more dark.
这些部分更暗，因为桃园很远。
And this here triangle too. Okay. So there is a shadow on this surface falling from this part. It's not very hard to imitate, just try to cover the form from here to here, just to project the form to the surface. This is the way to show the shadow.
这个表面这个部分上面有阴影，只是尝试从这个地方到那个画一些阴影。
Some shadows here.
还
A
这里
little
有
bit. And the main shadow of the object to the surface.
还有最主要的阴影在表面上。
The shadow is more dark in close of the sun, and when the shadow is far from the sun, it gets less saturated and less dark.
这个阴影更暗，因为太阳更远。
This is the way to show a quick sketch with just a pencil. And the next technique is to show this object with the airbrush. But on other object, this will be deleted to create one more better and better.
戒指这是一种只用铅笔可以显示草图的方法。下一个技术是用喷枪。
So it will be a kind of paper holder. So first of all, we create the main construction of the object. The basics.
这将是指甲，我们就开始创建主体的结构，它的组成。
Not this way. So this is the advantage of digital sketching, that you can undo anything you don't want to see and add. That is more interesting or just better.
这个就是数字草图的最明显的优点，它的优势，却是因为你可以取消自己的不需要的动作。
Here. This way, these cylinders. Circle here. You can see that I'm sketching from general to parts. So first of all, there is a general shape, and then we are continuing with detailing the idea. So do not try to make details first. It's not a good way.
我希望你们发现了我正在从一般的草图、草图绘制、草图素描到零件草图开始。第一个就是做综合的形状，然后我才可以画一下细节，这个是更好的方法。
And same thing here. So this is quite good, but the composition now is not very good. So there is an ability to move the object. Whoa, and now the composition is much better. Oh, even though I will modify the shape here, it won't be so sharp, it will be smoother.
这个组成不太好，但是你可以移动自己的物体。
I am quite happy with the result of the stage. So now the first layer of the flow airbrush. The principle of using the airbrush is quite simple. First of all, you just paint a cloud. Yes, we can call it a cloud with the halftones. And then you just erase everything that you do not need. This is how the layers help us. I will use the eraser and I will erase only the layer with the airbrush because the layer with lines is different. So eraser bigger, and then we erase anything that we do not need with the airbrush.
好的，我比较高兴，我比较喜欢这个结果。我们就开始做第一层，我们使用喷枪的原理。使用喷枪的原理，世界上很简单。我会擦出喷枪的层，请看一下。
Here, there. I have to add some here. Yes, it will be darker. Opacity maximum, size less. And here will be darker too. That's all right. Erase the needed. Even there are two kinds of erasers. The smooth one, you can see that it's really smooth. And the sharper one with some texturing. We will use the simple one without any texturing.
我们有两种橡皮的类型，第一个就是光滑的，第二个是比较尖锐的。我们可以使用它们。
No, I don't like this dark layer, so I will just clear it and make it create it one more time. A little bit not that dark. So you can see that the layers are very good friends for the designer.
好，我不太喜欢这个剩4层，我会再一次画一下。在这里你们可以看到层数，层是世界是最好的朋友。
But there is one upset thing here. while drawing on the layer, we cannot see the lines that are below this layer. This way, we can move it between each other. Now the layer with the lines is upper, the layer with the airbrush is down, so we can see the lines better and better.
这里有一件事情在绘制的图层时，我们依然可以看到一些线条。现在一层线在上面，一层喷枪的层在下面。
Erase here. Here. Now, new layer and the inside part with the shadows. So we make the gray darker and add a shadow inside of this holder. And then, as on the previous stage, we erase anything we don't need. The layers help us not to erase that we need, just only in need things.
然后内部有阴影，接着我们可以取消，我们可以擦掉不需要的层数。
Next, these cylinders, they are different shapes of the main form, so the shadow and the light will be different too. We make the brush smaller and add some shadows to the cylinders.
下一个不同形状的阴影，我们选择了较小的、更小的画笔，并在上面添加一下阴影。
Even darker. Yes, this is it. And erase that is not needed. And add some extra shadow inside of these cylinders with the tattoo inker. Oh no, not tattoo inker, with a technical pen.
然后我们在圆筒内有一些多余的阴影。
Make it bigger, and then just nice. So the next step is to add these parts. They're quietly light. New layer, and with the same technical pen, we can use it as much as we want. We will draw the thin metal parts.
下一步就是添加一些金属零件，我用同一支计数笔，同样一支笔，然后我就开始画金属零件。
Here it will be as inner shadow darker.
它的阴云会更暗。
Darker here. And add some light leaks above everything of this, just to make it a little bit glossy. This way, yes, this one.
然后我们
Even, I'm sorry.
然后我们添加一些光使它更光滑。
And the light leaks above the layer with the construction. So the leaks are above the construction. This is how it can be visible.
这个帮助它们使它更可见。
This is it.
做完了。
The paper holder is ready with about one layer. With one layer of construction, one layer of the main form with the thick metal parts, and the light leaks. So this is a quick technique to show anything you want. And the next one will be in color. Do not save. Yes, discard. First of all, as always, we will begin with the construction for better understanding of our object.
下一个草图将是颜色的、色彩的、彩色的，请看一下。
It will be a glue stick.
这个是蓝色。
By the way, it's very important to practice in sketching. So anything you see around, you have to sketch. It will help you to understand the form, to understand the construction, to understand the proportions of the objects.
在培训的时候，这个非常重要。你所看到的东西都需要尝试做草图一下，素描一下。
This way, the glue stick is a cylinder. So first of all, we create a cylinder, and then we will tear it to the parts.
这个将是圆通的蓝色的棒。
Here, this will be cap. This will be the top part.
这个就是上面的部分。
Add some volume here. And some ribs for better touching.
还需要画一下握把。
This is it. So now we can, yes, firstly, we will make it all in lines, and then with color. So we will start from the foreground.
现在我们可以排成形的一些线，然后我们就加一下颜色。我们从前台开始，前景开始。
As I mentioned earlier, the sun will be somewhere here. And this way, everything that is oriented negatively or seems down will be darker than anything that seems up.
如果之前所说有一些会在这里，这就是为一切都是负面的。
Shadow in the down of the cylinder, and some shadows will appear here.
好，添加一下，然后添加一下阴影。
Trying to do everything rapidly, not to waste time.
我尝试做更快，不浪费我的时间。
Even here will be a kind of a half sphere. and some volume here. It will be in different color, so for now. This way.
这个会有不同的颜色，所以我也画一下更暗的部分。
So this is it. Ah, no, not everything. The shadow. The shadow always shows that the object is not levitating in the air.
阴影特别重要，阴影表示显示物体的最重要的部分。
This is it. This is the glue stick, I hope.
好的，我做完了，这个是蓝色的泵。
We can hide this layer and add a new one with the coloring and the airbrush stage. So everything starts with the gray shade.
我们将会有喷枪来加颜色。
After all of the gray shades, we will add some colors, but first of all, in gray.
首先，这个将会有灰色的。
Now you can see that only 5 seconds passed and the form is and the shape are understandable to the viewer.
我们可以看到，我只需要快5秒钟快然后我们就可以看到这个东西的形式。
So this is the lazy technique of sketching.
这个可以说是一个比较懒的方法。
And erase here. And here. New layer. And the super shadow.
还有一个层就是阴影。
And erase that we do not need.
然后去掉不需要的部分。
Nice.
很好。
And erase.
然后去掉。
And the light click here. Yes. So now we can merge some layers with the main form and begin to add volumes on smaller volume surfaces, like here.
现在呢，我们可以用一些制作一些图层，并制作其他的重要的部分。
Quite pretty.
做完了。
Add some shadows here, not too dark.
添加一些阴影。
All right. And now we are, I'll make this shadow a bit darker.
让这个阴影更暗。
Yes, like this. And the shadow, the main shadow, under their object.
然后最重要的阴影。
And erase what we do not need.
然后去掉不需要的。
Nice. We can merge it. And now we will add some color by the new layer. So the focus, the magic, is in the layer blending. There are some blending modes here in the settings of the layer. You just tap on the layer and there are a lot of buttons. One of them here in the bottom is the button of blending modes. There are lots of them and we will need multiply. Choose the color. For example, it will be yellow. Even though in this color wheel, there is an option here. You can see the name Copic. Copic is a trademark. It's a brand of design markers. You can choose here a lot of Copic markers with the colors of it. So you can imitate anything you want here. Grays, browns, blues, and so on. But now we will use the traditional color wheel, and the glue stick will be yellow. So, if we will use the blending mode normal, we will just paint above everything. And sometimes it's good, but now we will not see anything above the yellow layer. But if we will do it in multiply, it will be multiplied with the objects below, even though there are some more blending modes, so you have to experiment with it. But now we will use multiply.
好的，接着我们添加一些颜色，一个新的层，墨数，所有的墨数在图层融合中有一些混合模式，其中一个按钮是混合模式。我们需要一个颜色龙，在这里你们也可以看到那个 topic设计标记。我决定了，我的胶棒会变成黄色。
And erase the yellow that we do not need.
去掉其他的黄色的部分，我不需要的部分。
Here it will be a new layer with the blending mode multiply, and it will be orange.
我加一下这个部分会变成橙色。
And the upper will be orange too.
上面的部分也会是橙色的。
After all of that, we can add some light leaks. White.
然后我们就添加一些指示灯灯上说。
Most of all, light leaks consist on the gaps. So where the surface is changing its direction, appears a light leak.
哪一表面改变它的方向呢？那么就有这些亮色的部分。
If we do not like the color, so for now this orange and this yellow are not so lovely as I want, we can even through the options of the layer, change the color balance. Whoa, one more magic. I told that the color have to be more lovely. I guess this is lovely enough. Yes. And then click done.
如果我们不太喜欢这种颜色，我们就可以改变它们的颜色平衡。请看一下这个魔术。
And of course, we can change the opacity of the layer. We do not see any colors. We see a lot of color. We can change from multiply to color burn or anything else to check the result and if it satisfies us. Quite nice. No, it will be still multiply.
我们还可以改变图层的容量，改变整个结果。
And next one, about the dimensions and any letters or something like this. I hope you have seen some sketches of industrial design, so you could see a lot of words and explaining a detail or a material or a color, something like this. We will add something here too.
好的戒指，关于尺寸，我希望你们都看过一些草图，他们也许你们看过很多词语，写的很多词语，很多说明，我也会添加一下一些词语。
For example, everything of this have to be not very bright. So this is an adding to your sketch.
比如说，我想使它不那么亮。
This why we can add something. Not too much. Size less. Something here to show the length. And the length here in centimeters will be in millimeters, will be 85. For example, and the height will be 25.
我们为了显示它的长度来添加一些数字，比如说它的长度是85毫米，它的高度将为25毫米。
And the next step is to tell what materials do you use. For example, this violet part will be, I don't know, just plastic.
下一步就是告诉所有的人我们用过的材料是什么，比如说这个紫罗兰色的部分将是塑料的。
And the purple one will be soft touch.
那么紫色的部分会变软的。
So This is the quick sketch, and this is just a part of a great work of being a designer. This is the first step of the project.
好的，总的来说，这就是我的胶棒的快速草图。当时只是这个是一项伟大的工作，第一部分可以说是伟大工作第一步。
In design team, there are specialists in different ways. So there is an advanced designer, there is a technologist, there is a 3D modeler, a clay modeler, and so on.
设计团队有不同的方式成为专家，比如说他们可以做高级设计，他们可以做3D 模型、3D 建模等等。
But the advanced designer is the first one who is developing the process, the concept, the project. And after the first ideas, the first conceptions, there are a lot of specialists that develop the first ideas.
当时高级设计师他是第一个开发项目的人，最初的想法和概念，很多人可以考虑这些最初的想法。
And it is very hard, but it is very useful to understand what you are doing, because if you know what you want to do in this project, you understand your aim, your ideas, your consumer, you can easily uh, you can easily work with your colleagues, so they can understand you better when you also know what you have to do.
这个很难理解，但很有用。如果你知道自己想做什么，就可以了解你的客户、你的消费者，你就可以轻松的与自己的同事合作，一起工作。
And the sketch, the doodle even, is the quick and good way for better uh, working process. So everyone have to understand what you are drawing, what you are sketching, even in real work.
涂鸦和草图是让就有更好的工作流程的、更快的方式。每个人都需要了解你的想法，你的草图表达什么样的内容。
Sometimes it's very useful to do some extra thing, as it called extra thing, that is not needed from the beginning, but it helps you to uh, to get a better result. So, for example, now we will merge all of this below, and one more extra thing can be different variations of the color, for example. So we can duplicate this layer, move it upper. Whoa, too much. We will get this smaller. Yes. And this layer will be. We will be hide it. That will be one more time duplicated. Moved and duplicated and moved one more time. Here. After that, we've got the basic one that will be, for example, that will be just gray. We will desaturate it. Not here. It will be basically gray. The next one will be, for example, pink as it is now. And the next on other layer will be in a different color. Maybe not this way, not by color balance, but with the saturation. And this one will be, for example, yes. These are the color options.
有时候做一些额外的事情也很有用。一开始你可能不需要它们，但是它们对于最终结果很有帮助。比如说颜色的不同变体，比如说我给你们看一下，不是你们看一下，第一个将是灰色的，下一个将是粉红色的，最后一个会是这个蓝色的。
After all of that, you can add some philosophy. You know, it's a kind of marketing. This is a thing that can help you to make your project more interesting, a marketing. So there is just the gray, the purple, and the green one. And after that, I hope you remember the part with the naming of the product. And now we can call all of these conceptions anyhow great. So the gray one will be Iron Man edition.
好的，那么我们可以运用一些哲学，它将帮助你改善自己的营销。比如说，现在我们称第一个钢铁侠、钢铁人。
The purple one will be, I don't know, My Little Pony edition.
下一个紫色的会叫我的小马。
And the green one, it's harder, but I think, what can it be? The ocean wave.
好的，关于绿色的，它将会叫海浪。海浪。
It was just gray, purple, and green, and now it is a selling name. It's the Ocean Wave, the Little Pony, and the Iron Man. So everyone who is connected with these metaphors, with the waves, with Marvel, and with cartoons, will be better consumers. I will prefer the Little Pony edition.
从开始我们只有了灰色、紫色和绿色的胶棒，但是现在我们有钢铁人，还有我的小马，还有海狼。我个人觉得，我的小马是最可爱的。
So this is all of the information that I wanted to present you for today. As I know, there is a time for some questions now.
好的，这就是我所想给你们介绍的信息，所有的内容。据我所知，现在我们有回答问题的时间。
question, please use your microphone, just unmute, or type in the Zoom chat.
你们可以把自己的问题写在这边或者说一下。
So I think that we don't have any questions from our participant. Everything is clear. And I'm really impressed about this lecture. I think this was so many attractive and useful for our competitors who will today try to make the model about sketching, and all the sharing the video and YouTube channel you may find, and just to repeat to watch what the Anton showed us during our meeting today. Thank you very much for Anton for this amazing ability and possibility to be great in sketching techniques. Camila?
Thank you all. I hope it was interesting to you.
谢谢安通，你的介绍这个是非常有意思的 PPT。我希望所有的庄家们和选手可以他们收到了很多有意思的事情，所以谢谢安通你的介绍。
Thank you very much, and we continue to have our meeting, and now we have a time to go to watch what we prepared for our competitors. But before we start, I will introduce our competitors who will make a task project. Anton, I will just start sharing my screen. Please, can you turn off your sharing screen?
Yeah, of course. 1 second, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So,
thank you.
Yes, let me some small introduction to find the presentation which I need to show you. Yeah, good. So in the last part of our meeting today, it's first of all, I would like to introduce the competitors who will try to make the test project in our morning session according to Moscow time zone. We have 3 competitors from 3 different countries. There are Yota from Japan, Bolin Yo. I'm sorry if I pronounce incorrect. Please correct me if it's needed. So Bolin Yo, China, and Yu Suzy from Russia. I also would like to introduce Yu Suzy. She is from Vladivostok, and she will just make some small speech about her. And also, we would like to ask her to be a competitor coordinator during the development of this model. I mean that all the competitors from morning session who are trying to make the sketching, manual sketching and electronic sketching, could ask any questions via Telegram chat if they have some doubts or questions during their work on this model. Yusuzi, welcome on the floor.
Good day, everyone. My name is Noizima. I'm a part of Russian team from Vladivostok. Nice to meet you. So I'm really glad to be a part of WorldSkills family. And as a participant for the WorldSkills camp, I will do my best and to show my skills and improve myself through this really important experience. And I hope everyone enjoys this camp. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nozi, also, I would like to introduce the expert who decided to take part in assessment procedure. You may see the names of on the screen. So it's Chingang Huang, Yepu, Dr. Fang, and Miss Delaron from Uzbekistan. Also, we try to find the Russian experts from our side also to make to follow the WorkSkills international rules that each competitor needs to have one expert who will judge and measure them. Of course, we have some kind of very light conditions of organization, the training, but at the same time, I would like to have experts who will make their own opinion or share this opinion according to making the assessment procedure, which is following by the WorkSkills rules. If any expert also would like to participate in assessment procedure tomorrow, please let me know in a Telegram chat just to make this possibility available. And also, if any competitor also would like to try the model 1 sketching today, please let me know in Zoom chat now, because we have to correct this list of competitors, and I have to add a competitor into the Google Classroom, because we already published the competitors. We already published the competitor who will make the task project, and you may see that the task project already published. Its name Shift 1 TP model sketching. If you are open, push on the title, you may see 2 documents. One of them you already know because it was sent before for translation. Of course, during your development, you can, and during your work, you can use your local translation, because your expert or interpreter from your country probably already translate this model for you. It's a just description of any requirements which you have to follow during to make this test project. Please be careful about the guidelines for competitors, because this is quite important. You could also send your work into this mail, because after that we will collect your work and will collect and put in one Google folder, and this Google folder expert will use to check your work and make the measurement or judgment procedure. Also, if we are going to the marks, the competitors also have the assigned work. So only 3 competitors from this our morning session got this task. So nobody other who will have in our competition get this task. And I ask the competitors till tomorrow, if you may see the requirements from the task. If you will go inside, you may see that, or probably you will have a status that you have to load it on the Google Class, your work, also till the 8 a.m. morning time, Moscow zone time, tomorrow. So it means that you have time before in Moscow we will get 8 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. So according to the instruction, you also have only 3 hours to work. And I regardless asked the experts from the countries just to try the focus on this time, to give the competitors only 3 hours to work on this task. So I think now we will go to read this task and to answer the question if the competitor have the question. The second page of the task, it's customer wishes. So you also need to read this document and ask the question. How we will organize the procedure of asking questions. So please now load it, the documents to your local computer, open the files, read it carefully. Please, you may also you also allowed to make some notes in your own documents, I mean in your local computer documents, just not to forget to ask about something. After that, I will give you about maybe probably 10 minutes, it's enough 10-15 minutes to read for competitors this work. After that, you can ask the question. You can unmute your microphone to ask loudly, or you can type in the Zoom chat the questions if you have according to our task project. So we will try to make the very simple task just to be sure that all the competitors could provide the result of this model. And also we try to find the object which could be quite useful for society, and also quite creative to think what is possible to provide for us for assessment procedure tomorrow. And we decided that it will be some kind of souvenir for charity foundation. And you may see here that charity foundation connected to pads, and they will put this your object into the website, and any person who are caring about the animals could buy this souvenir, and the money from this selling will go to help the homeless pets just to live, or just to get a good conditions in any shelters of the country. So it's up to you what kind of souvenir you will provide for us. But at the same time, we give some small requirements which you need to follow. Please be focused on these requirements just to show us that you understand the market target marketing, that you understand your audience, that you understand the customer wishes about a future product. Of course, we didn't give you so very strictly conditions to work. We tried to make it very softly, just to give you more ability to provide a very interesting, creative object in the future. Please, now you have about 10 minutes to 10-15 minutes to load it, download it, the file, open it, and read carefully, just to understand what we provided for you for model sketching. Until our competitor tried to understand the task project, we are trying to talk about the, no, here we don't have anything. So we are waiting about 10-15 minutes, and I will just continue to talk about what we will do in next step. So now, as you may see, that we have 3 competitors who will set to make this work tomorrow at 8 a.m. in the morning. We will get their work. I just remind you for the competitors that noted for competitors that the work should be also here, and I will ask in the end Nozi to show your screen from the Google Class, just to show you how the competitor should use the Google Class to add their work into the classroom and send it to us. Because if they didn't do this action, we will see here that they missed the time to provide us their work. We understand that it's free documents, and according to this type, you can use any archive, zip or RAR, or just send it free files independently for one task. So just to add these free files into the classroom and to push button send to the teacher. Now we're waiting a bit for our competitors because they are trying to download it, the task. Also, they read the task. If competitor have any problems about this action, please let me know immediately, because we will help you to make this action done. Also, if any expert have some questions, or any expert who would like to participate in assessment procedure tomorrow, please also let me know via chat that you would like to participate, because as I said tomorrow, as I said yesterday, we have to add you in our Google Classroom, because the assessment will go via a Google Classroom platform with the Google Forms with the criteria. About the criteria for experts who will make the assessment tomorrow, after the session, I will send you full set of criteria with description for judgment, just to be sure that you understand all the translation from the criteria. And tomorrow you will get more information about each criteria from our lecturers, and after that you will start making the assessment. After your assessment, we will see your result during our working. You will see it tomorrow. Please don't be afraid, that everything will be clear and visible for you. And then we will make the procedure of making a score difference no more than 1. And this score will go to CIS form just to make the total score for each competitor who make the task project during our training. For observers, we don't need your extra email which is connected to Google platform, because you are just attended our event and just look at what we will do during the competition. So everything we will try to explain, try to show during our training. And if you have any question now about the model sketching, about the techniques which Anton showed us, please also be free to ask, and we would like just to clarify anything which is probably not, if you have any doubts about any things connecting to the sketching model. Also, I will just remind you that all the documents are available in the Google folder, which is WorkSkills Russia provided for you, and you have a link and permission to go there. So for all participants who are sent the registration form to WorkSkills Russia, we already add into the Google form and give you the permission to go there to use the documents from there. So until our competitor introduced the task project, I also introduced the experts about what they have to provide. So according to the customer wishes, competitors have to provide 3 sheets of sketching. 2 of them, it's a manual sketching. So for that, competitor have to use paper, drawing paper. Yesterday, I sent these requirements to the Telegram group. But at the same time, you may see this instruction also in a skill description in our folder. So here in a topic or section which is connected about the equipment and conditions to do, we also give this instruction what they have to provide for this model by themselves. It's up to them to use what they would like to, what kind of tools they would like to use when they will make the manual sketching during their independent work till tomorrow. Also, the third sketch, it's an electronic sketch which they have to do in a sketchbook. So here it's just very simple demonstrative sketch with 2 views, front view and end view, and the composition up to the competitors. Also in the end, we write what the competitor have to provide for us. It's a 2A3 format manual sketches. Please note that we have some kind of required technical parameters for scanning these manual sketches, and also one electronic page, which is one electronic sheet of sketching with also some technical parameters. This is what we would like to check tomorrow according to the measurement, and of course all what they have to present right here. If they will get any questions, they will ask us in a chat of in our chat. Expert, also, if you have any questions, please unmute your phone or unmute your microphone or type in a Zoom chat. We have probably 5 minutes more for our competitors. I hope they are going well and understood what they have to do now. Yota, are you okay? Nozi, are you okay? Good, good. Okay, good. I have sometimes internet connection problems, so please don't be afraid if something stuck. Just ask me to repeat. Yep, I just have one question for you. I can't see your competitor. Is it okay? He is downloaded the documents and tried to understand the task.
Yes, my competitor understand the task, but I have never watched the module 1 task, so I don't know. I don't know we don't how to say. I don't know about the question. So if I have any question after I watch the module file, I will ask you in email.
Yeah, just be sure that the competitor have to introduce to the task project. Camila, maybe you will just help us, yeah, to clarify the situation. I will just ask to Camila to translate into Chinese. I think this will be much easier to understand the process. So according to the Camila, please translate.
OK，好，尊敬的选手们，我们有一些时间让你们阅读一下测试项目，然后所有的文档已经在谷歌文件夹中，你们都可以使用它们，都可以下载，然后阅读一下，确定你们都明白，都很清楚。如果有任何的问题，你们一定要问我，裁判长，因为到明天早上8点莫斯科时间，你们所有的工作、所有的作品都需要在这里在谷歌文件夹中，然后就专家们需要评估你们所有的任务、所有的作品，请确保一下，保证一下你们都明白。如果不明白的话，一定要写一下。
Pooh, you can use you can use Chinese to ask something, and Camila will translate into English. So don't be shy. Just Camila will always help us.
你们可以用中文说一下，也可以打字。
So I'm asking my competitor about the question, but she feedback that she have no question now.
I see.
I will translate the task for her, and if she has any question, I will ask you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So just to be sure, because the full task project already in the folder which Work Skills Russia provide for you. Here, the task project. I can show you again. This is full task project for all during our meetings. Also here you have a general aspects and criteria for assessment. It's just to understand what we will assess, but without points, without any specification description. So this is just general points. So you can also already translate the model 2. I mean the special things for our next day after the sketching, just to prepare, but not to give the competitor this translation until they need to get these kind of things. Camila?
好的，现在在这里，在这个谷歌文件夹，我们已经有一些一般的标准，如果需要的话，你们都可以翻译一下到你们的母语。但是最重要的事情是不让你们的选手看到这个翻译，只是让他们看到测试项目而已。其他的事情，他们不需要看，这是一个规则，让这个竞赛更公平。
The second things which I really would like to focus on, it's till tomorrow when our meeting start, your competitor has to download it in a Google Classroom, her work, 2 scanners of manual sketches and 1 electronic sketching.
再强调一下，在明天的会议之前，你们的选手一定需要下载，不是上传2个背手做的草图，还有数字草图，到明天的会议之前。
Okay, so any questions from the competitors? Yota, Nozi? Please type on the chat or unmute your microphone and ask us.
尊敬的选手们，如果有任何的问题，非常欢迎你们说一下，或者在这边打字，不要害羞。
So I think if you don't have any questions now, don't be afraid. We are in a Telegram chat. Please, if you get any questions, we have, me and Nozi, the competitive coordinator, we will try to do our best to answer on all the questions which you will send in the Telegram chat. Camila?
好的，如果现在没有任何的问题，但是以后会出现一些问题，你们一定随时跟我联系，写在 Telegram 软件。我们还有一位选手，他叫 Nozi， 他将成为所有选手的那个协调员，他会帮助他们，所以如果有问题，一定要联系，随时问我们。
For today, we are going to our end of the meeting. I would like to thank all of you to be with us during these 4 hours. I think today was amazing day because I was quite impressed about the about the lecture and about the presentation from Anton. And I just decided that I need to try to do also these kind of actions to develop these great skills by myself. I hope you have the same feelings, and tomorrow with the same mood, we will continue our training.
好，今天的我非常佩服安童我们的老师，他的大师班，他的 PPT 是非常了不起的。我希望你们每一个人、每一位选手和庄家感受到了这个非常
Thank
愉
you very
快。
much. Sorry. Sorry.
好的，谢谢大家。It's okay， 谢谢大家。
Thank you very much. Be safe and take care of yourself. See you tomorrow.
好的，谢谢大家，注意健康，再见。
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.